I'm Adrian Bowling, I'm one of the founders of the business, and our program is for the early detection of melanoma, and we use a range of technologies to be able to do that, which is digital imaging, very close focused digital imaging, archiving of those so that we can compare them over time, and a telemedicine platform that allows us to get dermatologists to assess those lesions and pass an expert opinion on them. In order to be able to deliver the digital imaging, we have a range of different imaging devices, but the one that's most important is the one that provides the close focus photography of the lesions. We set down a path about 5 years ago to develop our own camera. We built it from scratch, and so we used some New Zealand designers and engineers, and we're pleased to say we've now got that available for our own use, and we've also had doctors who have seen it and said, hey, we like the look of that, that could be useful for us, and they've asked us if they could buy it, and so we've now made it commercially available as well. After 15 years, we have 50 clinics in Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. We have about 50 nurses who work for us. We see about 30,000 patients a year, and overall we've done about 210,000 patient visits. So we're a big program. We're one of the biggest store and forward telemedicine businesses in the world. From our IT environment, you have to wind the clock back. So in the good old days when we started, we had computers on the floor, we had servers with wires running all around the office. And as you progress, you start putting a network in place and it starts to look a bit tidier, but we're suffering really from not having a good roadmap of how we were going to grow this business. The things that we were looking for was their ability to be able to quickly respond to inquiries, to understand the level of user that was out there and be able to build up an empathy with those people, and then to be able to learn. And I think that's what we're getting from CodeBlue at the moment. The other interesting challenge for us is we actually have about 50 clinics scattered throughout the world, and they're all single person clinics, so there's only one person there. And that's quite a difficult environment to support. You need to have good remote desktop tools, and the advice that we had from CodeBlue was to standardise on everything. So we've made a step to standardise on computers. They look the same, they feel the same, and it's very easy for a tech support organisation to be able to do it. And they don't care where it is, whether it's in New Zealand or Australia, because they never have to come out. They just do it with all remote management tools, which is great. One of the productivity tools that you want to use in a remote organisation, you want to be able to connect with your staff basically. We've come up with a good solution in conjunction with CodeBlue using some Office 365 tools and Exchange Online. That's actually quite cost effective for us, but it actually makes us probably a slightly more professional environment to work in. We do have custom applications that are associated with MoleMap. So what we want to do is identify the top 80% of problems, embed those into a wiki so that when the nurse rings up and says this is not working, the CodeBlue people can go through that wiki and say, okay, this is what this is. And so we can pass that knowledge into CodeBlue instead of into a few individuals. So that's the next step that we'll have, is moving CodeBlue out of the desktop support into the total application and desktop support. What we've asked CodeBlue to do is to give us a roadmap that will be cost effective, not only in terms of the equipment, but cost effective in terms of the support as well. Because the more servers you have, the more it costs to support them. So that's what we'll work over the next couple of years, is consolidate the number of servers we've got and move to a virtualization environment. One of the key things about the relationship I think that we have with CodeBlue is that they have a trusted advisor, and that person really does know you a lot about your business. It's not just about desktop operating systems, it's not just about servers. They actually understand your business and how you want to use IT in your business. So it's working great for us.